Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'll be restoring this old case to a working order and then I'll be building in it using loosely period correct hardware. I'll also test if it can handle some modern games. So the case itself has been saved from the trash bin, as are most of the components I'm going to install in it. I think this is called Chieftec Dragon CH07 and it's from 2009. The Intel sticker tells that there might have been a first gen Intel SSD once installed here. Removing the side panel unfortunately reveals that the cables have been cut. For some reason this is what's often done to cases that are thrown away. As to why I can only speculate. Front panel cables are cut as well as most of the fan cables. Only surviving fan is the front fan. I definitely want these fans working since they seem to be the original case fans. It looks like this previously had a 3rd gen Intel motherboard. I actually just happen to have an old Intel SSD and this will be our boot drive for this build. All of the games will be run from the HDD though. This GPU is A560. It says TI on the card but not in GPU-Z. Maybe the same board was also used for the TI model by MSI, but this seems to be A560. The CPU will be the Core 2 Quad Q9650, which is one of the very last and best performing Core 2 quads. But before we install all this hardware, we'll need to fix up the case first. So the big side panel intake fan and the two top exhaust fans needed new connectors. Since I have a box of broken old fans, I could extract some connectors out of those and solder them onto the fans. After soldering new connectors for all the case fans, I added an extender cable for the side panel fan. After which I was ready to test and see if the fans worked. All of the fans turned out to be working and the bearings weren't in too bad condition as the fans weren't too noisy, although some dust filters needed cleaning. The front panel of the case was in bad condition. In addition to the cut cables, it also had one of the USB ports missing. Luckily, when restoring computer cases, in addition to the proper way, there's also the fast way. Broken ports fixed. I installed a 3.5-inch multi-card reader, which offers at least one front USB port. The power button of the case turned out to be faulty, and it would only work some of the time, so rather than trying to fix it, I just connected the reset button cable to the power button headers on the motherboard. As the motherboard's I/O shield was missing, I made it a new one from this black plastic mesh. The all blue case fans of the case definitely look like they're from 2009, and when you look at them through these red fan grills, you'd think this case is from even earlier time. Definitely no case manufacturers would pair blue fans with red fan grills today. The highest wattage I saw on the wattage meter when running Prime 95 and 3D Mark was 330 watts. It would definitely be possible to get the CPU to consume more wattage by overclocking it. I tried overclocking this very same CPU in an earlier video, but I'm not an overclocker and I now realize I must have done something wrong then, because I now get a better Firestrike result with the stock clock speed. Fortnite runs very playably at 1080p and performance mode. One thing to keep in mind is that all of this footage from all the games has been recorded with MSI Afterburner, which has a performance impact. A Plague Tale Innocence at 900p and low settings runs on this hardware and is borderline playable. BeamNG.drive does launch, but the FPS is too low for this game to be playable. DMC5 at 900p and low settings dips the FPS too low to be considered playable. Valorant on this PC runs very well using low settings. However, if I were to upgrade this PC to Windows 11, it would refuse to run since it requires the TPM if one uses Windows 11.